Hello, and welcome to my June Bujo setup. Exactly the last one that's going to be in this book, which has me a little bit sad, but also excited for new things. And for this spread, I actually took inspiration from this picture that I had saved off of Instagram. And when I saw it, I then remembered that I actually had purchased like 6 packs of fruit stickers from Hanji in Toronto. And I was like, you know what, you could kind of like combine the two together and make a really fun spread for June. And I really wanted a spread for the month that was very simple, and I originally thought that I was going to do this spread a little bit later. Like I said, I've had those stickers for almost a year now, and I also, on Instagram, I have like a little saved collection or whatever they call it with Bujo ideas that I stumble across and elements that I like and things that I might want to recreate or use in part or in whole in my journals. So when I was trying to figure out what to do for the month of June because I was a little bit stumped, I had 2 criteria. It needed to be easy in the sense that I didn't want to be doing a whole bunch of drawing. Like my April spread was a lot. It took a lot of time. February had all those envelopes, which also was very time consuming. So I really wanted a spread that was simple, but not necessarily as simple as my February spread, which was, honestly, I think that spread took me my March spread took me maybe 20 minutes to set up the entire month, which it was super quick. So for the month of June, I was aiming for simple, easy, still colorful, still has some sort of elements of design in it because, like I said, I'm trying to get out of that rut of doing the same thing and having it be the same every single month. So for this one, you will see a little bit different on my cover page. It's a 2-page spread for this one, and it actually has a full calendar on it with space on it. I started adding in other elements. There's a quote, there's some goals on it. I just really wanted to make the spread the setup as kind of robust as it can, but also still being very simple and fun to look at as we head into June. And that's a large part of that is because I'm also kind of brainstorming what I'm going to be doing for my new Bujo setup for the second half of the year and just trying to figure out what exactly that's going to be. So as you can see, I do have that calendar running Monday through Sunday in big ones, and I'm just using a mild liner to, it's the same mild liner I used for the title and everything else. I'm just using it to dot out the days of the month. Just to bring a little bit of highlight there and have kind of the colors. I do have a section at the top for goals. And as you can see, I'm really going to divide it out into personal and other goals. And then I really liked the idea of this currently spread that had, just things that I'm reading, watching, eating, drinking, loving, and listening to. And of course, I'm part of the Beehive. I had to include this quote, "Ain't got time to waste, I got art to make," because it's kind of ever since I heard it, I listened to 16 Carriages and I didn't really clock the quote right away. But the more I hear the song, the more I'm like, that is such a feeling. I don't have time to waste. I feel like I have art to make. And that's really what I'm kind of aiming to do this year, is to make art in whatever form that may be and really lean into my creative side. So yeah, that is essentially just my cover page. Really simple, really easy, but also colorful and bright enough to not feel as if it's simple and easy. And then from there, I went into my month at a glance spread. I've been doing variations of this spread all for the past 6 months. It's kind of like what I go to with the month, the calendar sometimes, the dates, and those 3 kind of key boxes that I always have, my 3 things to do, focus, and next month. But I actually have not done this specific kind of setup of it since maybe February. And it's funny because this used to be my go-to setup when it comes to just bullet journal setups in general. Like, I use this consistently all the way through 2023 and 2022. It was just kind of like super easy for me to whip out really quickly. I've said it before, one of my goals for this year was really to expand how I do my bullet journal and to be more creative in it and, you know, create art with it. And that is largely because my bullet journal was the same thing every single month. Like, you could flip through each month and it was the same thing, and it was like, you might as well just be buying a journal to make this. So we adjusted it a little bit to have the calendar on the side for me to write down like dates and events and stuff like that. I have the calendar, like an actual calendar, to see when those days are, and the 3 things focus and next month is still there, and just adding in those watermelon stickers just to add a little bit of visual interest to it, because that is my green watermelons, still incorporating that fruit in there. And then we get to our habits. So this was a spread that I also was really excited about because it incorporates all of the fruit in it. So we have oranges, there are peaches, kiwis, strawberries, and I essentially just like color coded each habit box to a different fruit and kind of made it work. And one thing I really like about these stickers, I don't know if you could see it, but it looks as if it's like in the page or like almost like on top of the page, because it leaves this shadowing behind it. So it's like the fruit is there, but then you see kind of a shadow that it leaves on the page as well. You can really see it around the peach there and the kiwi, and I just think it adds like a different kind of element to it instead of just looking like I pasted a sticker on. It's obviously a little bit glossy, so you could definitely see the stickers there, but just on the page it looks a little bit as if it might have been drawn on or shadowed on. And then I just added in extra stickers just to continue on with that fruit theme there throughout the pages, and it just titled it for each of my different habits. And you know, we're still tracking the same 4 things, the 4 things that I want to focus on: drinking water, working out, sleeping, and skincare. And like always, a lot of these are just kind of me tracking or seeing like workout. I know I work out on a fairly consistent basis. It's just to see like if something is going on, and like if my didn't work out and my sleep was weird, like maybe they're correlated, or maybe the water has something to do with that. But yeah. And then moving on to my content spread, I went back to lemons. So I have my lemon yellow mild liner that I am just using to create this big bold box at the top, and I am using it just to kind of, it's going to be headers for me basically. And in the past few months I've been really loving content spreads that had kind of a Dutch door in the middle, but I actually opted to take that out this time. So I opted for a really big calendar, and of course I made a mistake. I drew a line too far. Like, when do I not make a mistake in one of these spreads? But I opted for a slightly bigger calendar. The boxes are actually 3 by 3 for each of the days of the month, and essentially what I'm gonna do is those blocks of color that I usually do, I'm switching it to dots, and I'm just going to like stamp out what platform I posted content on for the day in that month. And I realize, as I'm recording this now, I realize that I actually did not include any room for me to include a legend for what the different colors are. So maybe I'll add it on like the right or the left there, just like sneak it in on the side. I think the thing is, I know what they are. Like, in my mind, I know that which gold or like orange mild liner I'm reaching for when I do work. I'm posting something for like the podcast, or if I am posting something for on YouTube or Instagram. Like, in my mind, I just know what all these different colored dots are. So I think I just missed putting it there. But essentially maybe we'll put it in, maybe we won't, we shall see. But yeah, that is my content planner spread with the room to put like YouTube, Instagram, and podcast things that are of note for me to post there. And then I still have my content to create spread there. So this time, instead of having 3 areas or just putting it as like a running list, I really do like how for the month of May I had it kind of separated out. My create page had like, this is what you're creating for YouTube, this is what you're creating for Instagram, and this is what you're creating for short form content. So I decided to like incorporate that same thing in for the month of May and just divide it out into YouTube short form content, Instagram personal, and then Instagram podcast, because those are 2 areas that I am, or 4, I guess, areas that I'm really pushing. And I've talked about it before, how I want to do more short form content. I enjoy doing it. I just have stopped recently, and it's something that I want to bring back in to my routine and my day and stuff like that. So yeah, that is my very lemony yellow content spread, over 2 pages this time instead of over 2 and a Dutch door. But yeah. And then we got into the weeklies. So this was another really big change for me. One thing that was not working with my May spread, and honestly recording this, it's about the 2nd week of May as I'm recording this voiceover right now, and I can tell you that what is not working is those boxes that I put at the top with the days to put like appointments and stuff like that. They are way too small for me. Like, it's not working. So, or I should say it is working. I managed to like put the information in very, very small handwriting, but I'm not loving it. It's kind of irritating to me. So setting this up, I knew very early on that this was going to be, I could not do boxes like that again, and I needed to find a way to still incorporate the days of the week in, but also still have my like running to-do spread and everything else. So we're doing another Dutch door spread here. So I have next week and notes is going on the Dutch door, as well as my kind of like content is going on the back of it, that running spread that I have, just to know like what I posted as well week by week or what's upcoming. And I actually really like how this Dutch door or this spread is ended up being set up, because on the first page I have my days of the week. I have that Monday through Sunday with the calendar. It lets me know that, you know, I could put appointments and stuff like there too. And then I have next week and notes there. So everything for like appointments and stuff like that is on one page when it's open, I guess you could say. And then on the second page, I have everything that's related to like tasks, so things to do and things to create in my life, but as well as that content page that I was talking about that says like Monday through Sunday and what I am posting on all those different platforms that I could write it in. So for the weeklies, I opted to do a different color and a different fruit for each day. So the first kind of full week of June 3rd to 9th, is my peach spread. And as you can see, I'm just going in and adding as many of those peach kind of stickers as kind of makes sense in around like tasks and stuff like that. June 10th to 16th is kiwis. So I used a different green there. Oranges for the 17th to the 23rd, and strawberries for the 24th to June 30th. So there you have it, my June 2024 setup inspired by that picture that I saw on Instagram, which I'll be sure to link in the description box for you guys to see. I really like how this turned out. It was super easy for me to do, but was also still very colorful, and it is a very fun kind of spread that I know that I'll find joy looking at over the next few weeks. And I'm actually super excited because you guys are going to be getting 2 bullet journal videos from me in the month of June. One of them is going to be my new Bujo setup dropping in the middle of the month, and then after that you're going to get your regular July at the end of the month. But until then, I hope you guys are doing something fun. If you haven't already, feel free to like and subscribe to my channel because I love chatting with you. Leave a comment below, and I will talk to you all later. Bye.